There is one must-do activity in Japan that so far has been missing from all the travel guides, which is crazy because it's a unique cultural experience, you can meet people, and it's a way to get off the beaten track without even leaving downtown Tokyo, and that is going to see live music. Japan is home to one of the richest, most diverse and high quality music scenes anywhere in the world, and as soon as you know how to access it, it's very easy to get involved. So far on this channel I produce documentaries, introducing some of the most special and unique acts from the Japan scene that you really ought to know about. But this time I'm going to give you a practical guide on how you too can become a master of navigating the Japanese underground and make Japan trip memories that anyone will be jealous of. Let's get started. Finding an event is the first step, or it's where a lot of people get stuck. The scene is huge and sprawling, and indie stuff especially is very decentralized, so it can be hard to know where to look. There isn't one place you can go to find all the info, but there have been a few attempts to gather all the good stuff in one spot, for Tokyo at least. The longest running of these is TokyoGigGuide.com, where organizers freely post their events and hope that you'll come check them out. You can search by genre, artist, venue, area, and it's available in English, so it's a really handy place to start your search. For a more curated experience, I post everything that I think is worth seeing on my Instagram page, Gigs in Tokyo. Everything on there is something that's made me go, wow, this is gonna be amazing. You can see audio and video clips of all the artists, and you can even reserve your tickets through the page too. We'll get into tickets in a minute. I've done everything I can to make it the simplest one-stop shop to find information about live music in Tokyo. If you're on Instagram, do give it a follow. Also on Instagram you'll find @JapanGigs, which focuses specifically on hardcore and metal, and separately Tokyo Drops is another really good list of upcoming stuff. For everything that's not on there and for exploring other cities, the only way to get a complete picture of everything that's going on is to go to all the individual venue websites and check what's happening. That's a lot to get through, so here's a list of various venues from different cities that I think are worth checking out, but if you're overwhelmed by that, here are my top picks. 1 stop from Shibuya and 2 stops from Shinjuku, you'll find Shimokitazawa, Tokyo's music town. There's probably a higher density of music venues here than anywhere in the world. I don't know how to verify that, but it's probably true, there's a lot. And out of all those, my absolute favourite 2 are Basement Bar and 3. These 2 venues right next door to each other are part of the bedrock of Japanese music as a whole. So many brilliant up-and-coming musicians come through here, and I know that I can go there any day of the week and see something unique and amazing. The organisers here really work hard to give us space to act with potential, and it pays off with astounding shows night after night. That attitude has nurtured a community of music lovers who keep coming back, and if you're there for the music too, you'll quickly feel like you're part of it. The other venue I love to visit is Tokyo Tokyo in Shibuya. Again, the organisers here have such dedication to digging up fantastic acts and putting on the best shows possible, and it's so accessible right in the middle of Shibuya under everyone's nose. There's no reason to not stop by. So now you know where to look, get stuck into researching. So you found a show you want to go to, what do you do now? We need to get a ticket, and for indie shows, this is very, very easy. Most indie shows don't sell tickets in advance at all, and instead ask that you put in a reservation for a ticket that you will pay for on the door. This system is called Torioki, which literally means setting aside. Torioki reservations are done quite informally, just by contacting the artist or event organizer by email, DM, or increasingly through some kind of online form. All you need to let them know is your name and how many tickets you want. Some will also want to know which act on the bill you want to see the most. If you're confused about where to go to make your reservation, just try contacting one of the artists directly, and they'll point you in the right direction or take your reservation there and then. Well, if you're just going to pay at the door, what's the point in making a reservation, you may ask? Well, making a reservation typically gets you money off entry price, about 500 yen, and guarantees you entry in the case of a sellout. Also, organisers just appreciate knowing how many people are going to show up before the day, so if you can, always make a reservation. The actual deadline for reservations can vary a lot. In theory, it's meant to be midnight the night before, but this is up to the whims of the organizer, and often they'll take reservations up to a couple hours beforehand or even right until open time. Still, it's difficult to know, so in general, it's just a good idea to get your reservation in sooner rather than later. Now, when you start getting a bit less indie, you'll find actual tickets getting sold in advance, and some of these are through foreign traveler-friendly ticket sites like Zyko, LivePocket, and Ticket. But the big ticket sites, the ones that all major shows use, E+, Lawson and Pia, are not accessible to foreign tourists. They have very strict anti-scalping measures that means you need a Japanese phone number to access them, which is very hard to get if you don't live in Japan. But I have good news. If you can contact one of the artists or organisers to explain your situation, that you're a foreign tourist who can't get a ticket but really wants one, 9 times out of 10, they will do Torioki for you, exactly the same as an indie show. The organizer will be listed somewhere on the ticket page, and if you send them a polite message in both English and Japanese, chances are they'll be very accommodating. There's nothing an artist or organizer likes more than someone who wants to come to their show. So give it a try, and definitely try doing that before jump through all the hoops it would take to get a Japanese phone number. Alright, so you've got your show, you've got your ticket, Now, what do you do on the day? The event will have an open time and a start time, and you can get in any time after the open time. And I mean any time. It is okay to show up late. Obviously, it's a shame to miss part of the show, but you'll still be welcomed in. At the front desk, if you did your Torioki reservation, you should say the name that you used to reserve with and pay for your ticket then and there. Please be aware that many venues only take cash. That is changing, but it's still the case for most places. The staff may also ask for which act on the bill you want to see the most, so be prepared to answer that. And invariably, you'll be asked on the door to pay for a drink ticket as well as your show ticket. This is written on the flyer as +1D or +1 drink. That ticket can be exchanged at the bar inside for any kind of drink, alcohol, soft drink, doesn't matter. Don't be surprised when you're asked for this, it's pretty much universal across all venues, big ones, small ones. It's kind of the same as an otoshi table fee that you'll have experienced if you went to an izakaya. It's not like a trick from the venue to try to rip you off, it's just how things are done here. So now you're in, what do? Well, you're probably about to get your mind blown by some amazing performance, but you'll probably notice that Japanese audiences are quite muted. Even if they love what they're seeing, they'll stand stock still until the very end where they clap and maybe cheer a little if they're feeling adventurous. But don't feel like you have to act like this. I'm the type who loves to dance around at shows and sing along and cheer, and I've talked to artists that ask them, is that a problem? Should I tone it down? And they're like, no, we love it when you show enthusiasm and give that immediate feedback. So don't be shy, by all means be the life and soul of the party. Just try not to bump into people. What I love about small venues here is they're places where individuality and your personal character is really respected, so you really can just be who you want and enjoy the show in the way that suits you. There are no expectations. If you're there for the music, you're as welcome as anyone else. On the way out, you may wish to buy some merchandise, which I think makes the perfect Unique Japan souvenir. And of course, your purchase will go towards supporting the activities of local independent artists who always need that support. That's it, now you're walking home with some wonderful new memories and probably a new band t-shirt in hand. I'll just go through a few questions that I often get from people trying to get into the scene. Are there age limits? No! This is one of the best things about the scene. All venues are all ages, and actually a lot of shows will have discounts for high schoolers, teenagers, or children. The only exception is shows that start close to midnight will often be 20+. But that goes into the next question, what time do shows start and end? This might be a bit earlier than you're used to, but shows typically start between 6 and 7 PM and end between 10 and 11 PM. This means there's never any worry about missing your last train home, but it means you do need to get there perhaps a little earlier than you were expecting. The only exception is, as I mentioned before, midnight gigs, which start close to midnight, 10, 11, 12 o'clock, and go through until the morning. There is nothing like a midnight gig. There's an atmosphere you'll only find when it gets past 3 AM and everyone's a bit sleepy and out of it, yet still absolutely into the band we're watching. Midnight is not just for nightclubs. So if you think you can hack it, do check out a midnight gig. Just be aware that the age limit is typically 20+. Can I film and take pictures? At 95% of indie shows nowadays, the answer is yes. And if you post that on social media and tag the artist, they will really appreciate the exposure. Some artists do have specific requests that you don't snap or record anything, but unless there's a specific sign or an announcement made, you can be pretty sure that it's okay. Some people have asked me if they can bring like their big cameras in. It's not the done thing, but it's kind of fine as long as you're not getting in anyone's way. If you're that serious and you've got a portfolio, just send it to the artist and ask them if you can take their picture in the front row. Is it loud? Yes, it's loud. The rules governing noise limits are quite loose here, so it can be pretty loud, and it's always a good idea to wear earplugs to protect your hearing. More and more venues are selling earplugs at the front desk, but even if they're not doing that, you can always pick up some at a nearby drugstore. And with that, you now know everything there is to know about scene music in Japan, and the only thing left to do is to go out and see it for yourself. Please do subscribe and check out the other videos on this channel to see exactly what it's like inside those venues and get to know some of the incredible artists that are waiting for you here. Trust me, Japanese music goes way deeper than you ever expected. Please leave a like if you found this helpful and to help other people learn what you just learned. Honestly, all I want is for more people to discover this incredible hidden side of Japan. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.